Ole Miss's defense quickly before we move on to Kentucky. Kind of your thoughts on that. I know they were playing Georgia State. Look, Del McGee, coach for Kirby Smart. He's a very good running backs coach. I think he'll do a fine job at Georgia State. I think you mentioned Hugh Jackson's on that staff as well, right? So interesting group of coaches over there. But how do you think the Rebels defense handled it? There were some lapses, obviously. Georgia State was able to get theirs, and shout out Trey Amos, former Rebel.
Or Rashad Amos. Trey is now starting at cornerback for your Washington Commanders, friend.
Right, the DB. I love Trey Amos.
It's okay. But Rashad. Yeah. No, like the defense is going to be good. I think defensively they've got real speed. I'm curious to see. The secondary impressed me and really did some things that I didn't expect them to do, especially in run support. They had that bad throw, that bunch of missed tackles, just a complete and total bust. But, I mean, you're talking about a brand new group of defenders pulled together too. I thought the team speed, the athleticism, including up front, really lends itself to think that this is going to be another good Ole Miss defense. It's not going to be, I don't think, as like the historic defense of last year. Ole Miss set new records in tackles for loss and sacks.
Right.
But the raw potential and the talent and upside is close, not equal, because Trey Amos, in my opinion, is one of the greatest Ole Miss Rebels talent-wise to ever come through.
He was the best part of that secondary.
Walter Nolan, Jared Ivey.
Jared Ivey.
Like, they had some true top-end studs.
Can't forget J.J. Piggies either.
J.J. Piggies, like true top-end. Right. Chris Pupal, for goodness sake, led him in tackles. Like, they had Trey Washington was a 4-year starter. These were some full-on dudes, and we don't know who those names are yet. But the collection of talent, Pete Golding's going to have a good defense.
That guy right there in the middle, 51, Xavion Harris.
Yeah.
I had keyed in on him to have a big season, obviously, with the other names we mentioned leaving, but really excited to see what he can do this season, man. Very excited.
Yeah, me too. And Suntaran Perkins had a pretty muted season opener, all things considered.
Right.
And he is a superstar, and they were still able to dominate. Now, this is a Georgia State team that's not good. Kentucky will be able to take more advantage of mistakes made by the offense that puts the defense in bad situations. Like, for example, it was 7-0. The turnover put Georgia State right there knocking on Ole Miss's door. They held them to a field goal attempt that they missed. They make that field goal. Or what if they'd have just punched that in? It's a completely different ball game and complexion early on, makes it much more uncomfortable than it had any business being. So I think at Kentucky, even though I don't think they're any good, could better take advantage, more adept to take advantage of those kind of opportunities. But the bottom line is, if Ole Miss doesn't shoot itself in the foot, if Austin Simmons does identify the safety and doesn't throw a red zone interception, I think Ole Miss, this defense is going to have them in every single game, just like last year's defense was. Because, again, remember, they only lost their 3 games by combined 9 points, and it was offensive issues. Defensively, they might not be record-setting this year, but I think they can finish top 20, and the balance of the offense, even without Jackson Dart and with Kejuan Lacey and their depth of pass catchers, which Lane Kiffin will tell you is the deepest he's ever had at Ole Miss. I think that they could get similar results, 9-3. I still don't feel comfortable talking about 10 wins. I just think
I agree.
There's going to be
9's the ceiling, and
there's going to be a misstep.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be a game that just doesn't go well,
right?
And maybe not. Maybe this team, surpasses all expectations. But just trying to be fair to where they are and give them, some grace to know that they're going to make some mistakes. It's also new, but understand that this is a competitive, contending college football caliber football team. But there are going to be more lumps than maybe last year, just because there isn't this tenured experience across the board. But the talent's undeniable.
No doubt about that.